Hi everybody, Cam Sweet here from the Garage Connection, coming to you today with a very quick video on a topic that's been out there for a while and that I've been trying to get into for months now, it feels like, and that's the blankets on the exhaust, the muffler blankets if you want to call them. So we're going to talk about, first off, what they are, what they do, and then how I ended up being the recipient of a bunch of these things. So stay tuned. Okay, we're going to use these two excavators as kind of our little subjects for today's video. So the first thing is what is the muffler blanket concept? What's the whole idea behind it? So with these engines, they're air-cooled engines. What that means is that air is flowing over cylinder heads and cooling fins. Hi, Legs. What's up, chicken? Air is flowing over cylinder heads and cooling the cylinders with the use of a blower. Get over here. You want to be in the video so bad? You're about to be in the video. Okay. Air is going over the cylinder heads. Air cooled heads. So what happens is right behind the pole start, there's a fan, right? The fan blows air up into the duct. It blows it over the cylinder heads and cools the engine down with that. Now, that's fantastic if you're in an open area that has a lot of ventilation and you have nothing else going on. But you're in an excavator, right? It's an enclosed space. It's not the best ventilated, and you've got an engine screaming away in there trying to get your job done. So evidently a lot of heat gets built up in there, and then the gasoline starts to boil. Some things people have done to solve this: cooling fans. We've seen cooling fans. Everybody's putting them in. That's fantastic. The problem is you can only pull so many amps before you overpower your charging system. I have the alternator kits to solve that, but if you're just running cooling fans, it's a little overkill to have a 90 amp alternator, unless you want to have like all the fans, or only fans, if you will. So that's not really realistic. So these kind of came on the market in a few different ways. Some manufacturers started offering these, and a couple other people had them custom made or aftermarket, stuff like that. And they're, from what I've seen, they're pretty good products. They go on reasonably easy, and they seem to do a good job at deflecting the heat that the muffler is radiating back into itself, and then the gases as it's leaving expels that heat. And from what I've been told, it really, really helps the overall heat sink that this engine bay has. So if you reduce the temperature in the engine bay, you reduce the temperature of the air going over the engine, which makes it run cooler, when it in turn makes the exhaust cooler, which makes the temp cooler. It's kind of this circular solution. So that's where these that's where I step in. So full disclosure, I'm not the first person to do this. I saw these and I really liked them, but they seemed hard to get, and they seemed like the price point was maybe outside of a lot of people's reach for just a muffler blanket, where people just said, screw it, I'll take my chances. So about, I don't know, 7 months ago, I reached out to a few overseas manufacturers just trying to get my hands on these. And I said, hey, this is what I'm looking to do. I know a couple of machines come with them. Can you just send me a price for all those? And they did. And then military stuff happened, and we're gone, and we're back. But you know how that is with getting stuff, the tariffs, all this. So anyways, after many layers of drama, I got all these in. Okay, I had to use some shipping connections and stuff like that. I got them in. They're in my hands here in Florida. Life is good. So there's two different styles of these. There's the Rato style and the Briggs style. I have a Rato style in my hand. I think the Rato style is the way to go, because this Rato style goes over the muffler and the cage and pretty much anything else that's in there, heat shield, whatever it may be. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to put one of these on literally any type of machine. This isn't even made for a specific machine. It's just single cylinder Rato-ish engine, Briggs-ish engine. This will probably work for you. So let's throw it on this, and then I'll put it on another one just to show you kind of how easy it is to put this on anything. Hi, Hubie. What's up, buddy? It's my outdoor cat, Hugh. He was an indoor cat and he didn't stop peeing on stuff, so now he's an outdoor cat. It's weird how that works. All right. So when these things first came out, the Rato engines, or at least when I bought them, the Rato engines had 2 bolts on top of the muffler. So I bought them for that, you know. And then of course this one has a different cage, and I was like, oh crap, that's not going to work. I just wasted a bunch of money. No, I didn't. Super easy. All you got to do is slip it over the cage. Okay, so you take your time here, and you just sort of work it up over the cage. Give it the shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Right? So you put that over there, and that's it. It's literally that simple. There's 2 bolts on the side. You know, if you felt inclined to, could you pull the bolts out and like pop a hole in this real quick? Excuse me, and put the bulbs back in? Yeah, you could. But there's no need. This thing's not going anywhere. It's in there. It's solid as a rock. So that's it. Let's go look at the another different style of engine. We'll see if it goes on there. This is actually the 420cc fuel injected engine that Northern Tool sells, the North Star E420. I never thought in a million years it would go on this, and it actually fits on there perfectly too. So there's even another style of machine that this thing fits on, or another style engine, is this North Star 420. So that's pretty cool. I got something for this too. All right, this is the Ridiculous Insane Mini Dumper. Also a Rato engine. Yep, that fits. Let's try a different style. Where things get a little bit complicated is with the Briggs and Stratton engines. So this is a Briggs 13.5. It's on an excavator that I got here in the yard. I know what you might be thinking. Hey Cam, that looks like it caught on fire. Well, it did, and I promise I'm going to get to that in another video. I also promise that this didn't catch on fire because it wanted to catch on fire. In my opinion, it was put in a situation that caught it on fire. I promise we're going to get into that. Anyways, the deal with the Briggs engines is the Briggs does not have a square muffler. It kind of comes and then it tapers in down to a little bit of a shorter area. So, you know, with the Briggs blankets, it's a little bit different, where the ones I have, the holes are in a different spot and they fit tight to the muffler. And I said, well, I wonder if the Rato one fits on there. So let's see if it... Yeah, it looks like it fits anyways. You know, so even the Rato one fits on the Briggs engine. So it's not like the tightest in, you know, it doesn't go all the way down, but again, you're not looking to, this isn't, I'm trying to keep this at a common sense price for a common sense use. I don't want to create some crazy, insane like turbo wrap thing that ends up costing, you know, $80 and nobody buys it because it's too expensive. I want to keep this reasonable and easy to get, and you buy it, you put it on, and that's pretty much the end of the conversation, and it helps with the heat that's inside your engine bay. So let's talk about how to get these things. So if you want one of these, either style, the Briggs or the Rato, there's a couple of places to get them. So I sell them on eBay under the Anchor Hydraulic. If you didn't know, that's kind of my like nautical hydraulic store that I have on eBay, and I sell some fittings and stuff like that through there. So you can get them through there, or you can get them on a Shopify store that I made called mufflerblankets.com. Tried to make it as easy as I could. So if you go on mufflerblankets.com, you're going to find these 2 styles listed. Come up in a little poly mailer, all smushed down like that. You pop it open, you pop it on the thing, and you're done. Simple, easy, clean, no drama. So if this is something that you think that that's going to help you out and is going to make your life easier and whatever, stop your gas from boiling, hopefully not burn the back of your legs or your ass when you're on this thing in a hot summer day, whatever it may be, if this helps you out in any way, mufflerblankets.com. I hope you really enjoy it. I like how it's made. I like how it's easy to go on. You don't need springs and any other of that stuff. So yeah, that's what I got for you. Cam Sweet Garage Connection. Thanks for tuning in.